Cord to the cloud. We are going to start with Nadi Shodhana, so a breathing exercise. So I'd like you to start in a seat and get as many props as you need to be comfy. So if you need to sit kneeling, that's fine. If you want to sit on a crisscross applesauce, that's great too. Okay, and now I'm going to pin me. Feel free to keep your videos on. I'm going to mute you all. But feel free to chat if you do have any burning questions, because I will be moving and I can check you out. Everybody's setup looks so good. Okay. So I'll start kneeling for now. Might move. So go ahead and just sit, close your eyes. You can give your shoulders a few shrugs up and back. Just take a moment to feel your breath, eyes closed to start, and then I will guide you through the next breathing exercise. But just let yourself become centered in your space, the space that you've chosen for your yoga practice today. The space that you carved out, the time that you carved out for you, where you've let the people in your home know that this time is for you. Just to be still, to be with your yoga community, to check inward while we can't go outside. This is a yin class, so we'll be moving very slowly. We use our props to support ourselves, to feel comfortable. And while some of the postures might not feel luxuriously comfortable, we should not be looking to feel any pain. Discomfort is okay, but no pain, please. Just allow yourself to take a few more breaths here and just noticing the air on your skin, the breath as it enters the body, and the breath as it leaves the body. Noticing your chest and belly rise and fall with each round of breath. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw, or in your face, or in your shoulders. We will tend to that tension over the next 60 minutes. Begin to flutter your eyes open. We'll start with Nadi Shodhana. If you have never done this before, you can watch me a few times. I'll do it with you for a few rounds. And if at any time it doesn't feel comfortable, just go back to regular breathing, just like you are right now. So Nadi Shodhana, you're going to use your hands to touch your face. So you'll start with your index and middle finger touching right between, actually you'll curl the knuckle slightly, so it's like the tips of your fingers or your first knuckle is pressing into your third eye. Using your thumb and your pinky finger, so you're making like a hang loose sign almost. You're going to be closing each side of your nose, so each nostril. And to begin, go ahead and keep both nostrils open as you exhale and inhale. Close both nostrils, so thumb and pinky. Pause. Open the right nostril, lifting your right thumb. Inhale. Close both nostrils. Pause. Open left nostril. Exhale. Inhale through the same left nostril. Close left nostril. Pause. Open right. Exhale. Inhale on that same side. Close both. Pause. Open left. Exhale. Inhale on the left. Close both. Exhale on the right. Moving slow here, pausing for longer. You might even add a count to your breath. You guys look perfect. Continuing this breath without rush or haste, noticing how your body feels when you add and incorporate a longer breath. Through this practice, if you are to be consistent, you may one day be able to breathe and isolate through the nostrils without using your hands. Some fancy yin stuff. Take about 2 more rounds. Finish whenever it feels appropriate for you to do so. Just meeting with your hands in your lap, breathing normally. Maybe draw your chin to your chest. Noticing any ease in the body, sensations in the body. Maybe you feel more rooted through the sits bones, letting your pelvis be heavy or your heels be heavy in the floor. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. Beautiful. When you're ready, flutter your eyes open. We're going to start with a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So sit on whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm going to turn sideways for my Zoom folks. So this is just a simple forward fold. Legs are together, more like hip width. You don't need to keep your legs glued together. I like to use all my props to get really cushiony, so you might sit on a pillow or a blanket. I'm going to place the blanket underneath my knees, and I think I'm going to reserve this pillow for on top. So you don't need to worry about your legs getting that straight. I want you to think about scooting your sits bones back, wiggle through your heels. Inhale, lift through the crown of your head, shoulders stacked over your hips. And as you exhale, just start to walk your hands along the length of your legs, trying to get a nice hinge from the hips. So flat back to start. This is a nice measure for if you're going too far. We're not trying to push into more than 70% effort into a deep pose, but just allowing yourself to find some depth. And then as soon as you feel any resistance or where the pose begins to feel hard, that's where you're going to soften and maybe even back off. So I'm here hanging out my flat back, hinge from the hips. Take another big breath in through your long spine. As you exhale, fold. Draw your chin to your chest. Permission to slouch here. Arms to your sides or on your legs. Taking a few breaths here, just let your head hang. Shake it out, no. No to negative self-talk, no to unnecessary stress and drama. There is plenty in our world today. You don't need to bring that inward. Nod your head yes. Yes to health, vitality, abundance, gratitude, love, kindness, community. And once you've had a few breaths here and you know where your head's going to hang, you're at your lowest or deepest point, when you can add props, get real cozy. Not trying to search for perfection here, just trying to go for our yin pose, which is about 50 to 70% effort. Notice I'm not pulling myself down, just allowing to fold and relax. I feel a little bit of stretch on the back of my legs, but not something I would feel if I were in a hatha or a vinyasa class. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. As you're ready, begin to press the earth away with your palms, walking your hands back towards your hips, rolling up one vertebra at a time, shoulders over your hips, head over shoulders. Sitting up nice and tall, take a few big breaths into your belly. Releasing your props. We'll meet in tabletop, coming to hands and knees. Be really gentle with yourself. Get as many blankets as you need for your knees and hands to be comfortable. I'm going to face you for this one because we've got some fun stuff to do. Actually, I changed my mind. We'll start here. Tabletop. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Sway your hips from side to side, just introducing some movement here. Again, if the knees need a little extra cushion, that's what all your extra blankets are for. You can get really creative. You don't really have to balance, so it doesn't really matter if your floor is like sturdy and hard like a yoga studio floor. It can be really cushy and that can feel really good. And it may actually invite you to get a cushier, thicker mat for yin when you go back to your yoga studio. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Gaze down between your thumbnails. We'll start with a few rounds of cat and cow. Starting with cow, inhale, lift your gaze, lift your hips, arching through your back, stretching through your belly, lowering your belly button to the floor, lifting your heart up. As you exhale, draw your chin to your chest, round up to a cat spine. Look between your knees, pull your navel in, shoulder blades to the sky. As the inhale comes, rise your heart, rise your hips, stretch through your belly. Press into all 10 fingertips rather than the wrists. Exhale, round down. Take 3 more full rounds of breath. Maybe add any movement or feel free to linger where it feels the best for you. It's a good time to check in with everybody. Yes, you're doing so good so far. Keep breathing with your movement, noticing sensations in your body. Good. From here, we're going to start our dragon lunge series. So the reason I went sideways for this one is I want you to see the 90-degree angles in my legs. I'm actually going to place, fold over my blanket another time for my left knee, and then I'm going to step my right foot forward. Right foot steps forward, so notice I start with 90-degree bends. And you know that I'm a yoga teacher, so that means I probably have a bit more flexibility to go deeper. I want you to start right here. No matter where you're at, you might know that you can go deeper. We're going to get there, and this is where we practice no rushing. Starting here, bring your hands to your thigh. Maybe your foot can wiggle forward just a little bit, but we're not really going for anything. There's no striving, no goal. Just kind of hang out like we're just taking a knee. Press the top of your left foot down into the mat. So rather than tucking the toes, press the top of your left foot down. If you need more cushion for your left knee, you can take it. Adding a blanket, a pillow. Relax the shoulder blades down your back. So right now my shoulders are over my hips, right knee over right ankle. When you're ready, you can start to scoot your right foot forward. Keep your right knee over your right ankle, please. You're just finding more of a deeper bend in that left hip, pressing your left hip forward. Listen to your body. As soon as your hip flexors start to light up, that is plenty deep. Might even be too deep. Feel free to back off. We hold these postures for quite some time, so it's important that you back off when needed. Press the left pinky toe into the mat. From here, we'll be moving into a dragon lunge. If you have pillows or props or blocks or a friend or something that wants to lay in front of you, bring your right foot out a little bit wider than hip width. So if you're on a yoga mat, it's about as wide as your mat or maybe out. Your right toes can turn out 45 degrees or stay forward. Bring both hands inside of the right leg. So both hands come down under your shoulders and press your hips forward. You can stay right here on your palms, Or if you are ready, you might lower your forearms. You can lower to your blanket. Look at that. It's like I planned that. And still not trying to make your left knee suffer. So give yourself some cushion under that left leg if you need it. And find where you can breathe through discomfort here. So again, we're not looking for pain. We can breathe through discomfort, letting any sensations or tension bubble up so they can be released. You can stay right here if you like. If you like to find the twist, if it's accessible to you, you can lift up to your hands or your left forearm, bend your left knee, or reach your right arm back. Looking for the twist, capture your foot. Otherwise, you're staying down in your lizard on your forearms. Let's take 3 more full rounds of breath here. Release your left toes. Bring both hands underneath your shoulders. Wiggle your right foot back to hip width. So the right foot's in front of your right knee. And then send your hips back over your left knee for half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Flex your right toes back towards your nose. Keep your hip over your knee. If you are taking full splits, if that's your thing, if you're warmed up or just a little bit more flexible today, you can slide your right heel all the way forward and straighten your left leg back. But remember, we're not going for depth if that's not where you usually go. This isn't the class to find the deepest pose. It's about finding where you can sit the longest, and that can be an accomplishment all in itself if you're needing to feel successful. Here, you're doing perfectly just by being and breathing, even if you're not even doing the exact same pose that I am. Just being in tune with your body, allowing your body to be still and calm, just like water. When water is still and calm, you're able to see much clearer. Understand better. Feel more in control than if the water has waves or ripples. Just like here, our calm, clear water is our safe zone. It's a place where we can be comfortable and safe. Take 3 more full rounds of breath, sending all that love into the right hamstring, calf. Maybe point and flex your right toes a couple times. When you're ready, slowly soften the right knee. If you were in full splits, meet in half splits. Bend your right leg, plant your hands, and then bring your right knee back next to your left. Sit back on your heels just for a moment. Roll out your wrists. They need a little extra love. Sit up tall. Before we get to the other side, we'll take Anahatasana, heart-melting posture. So again, getting your knees comfy, however they need to be. Start in tabletop. So this might feel or seem a little bit like child's pose, but you'll see the difference right away. Keep your hips over your knees and then start to walk your hands forward. Bow your chest down. You might bring your blanket or a pillow underneath your chest or your head. If you need a little bit more opening, bring your chin to the mat, gazing between your thumbnails. So your back has become a ski slope. Yes, you guys look great. My favorite thing about Anahatasana, heart-melting posture, is allowing your heart to be open. Open to love, open to possibilities, and also allowing it to be open to release that which no longer serves us. Making space for that which does, that which fills us up, makes us feel good, whole, aligned, and letting go of things that make us feel imbalanced, uncomfortable, disoriented, anxious, or out of control. Releasing fear and breathing in love, support, confidence. Take 5 more rounds of breath here, noticing the opening in your chest and drawing the shoulder blades together and down your back. A nice little opposite motion if you've been bound to a seat or at a desk or maybe your couch. Netflix is quite appealing these days. Opening through your chest, finding that opening in your shoulders. When you're ready, begin to press into your forearms and start to walk your hands back in towards tabletop. Hands under your shoulders. You can sway your hips side to side if you need some movement here. And setting up for our dragon lunge to lizard lunge series with the left side. So make sure your right knee is supported as much as you would like, either by folding over your blanket or adding another one. Stepping your left foot forward, 90-degree bends. Hips are over your right knee, left knee is over left ankle. Just starting like you're kneeling here. And just noticing sensations, because even this is already opening up through your right hip flexor, the back of your left hip. If you're a regular yoga practitioner, then you might not feel very much, but there are things happening. There are some people in the world who cannot do this. Press the top of your right foot down to the mat. Press the right pinky toe into the mat to prevent sickling of the foot. Stand up taller through the shoulders, through the crown of your head. Notice how maybe your core actually lights up a little bit to keep you balanced. Notice how the stabilizer muscles in the hips keep you balanced here. Maybe that's just me because I have like 3 layers of blanket under my knee. Press into all 4 corners of your left foot. When you're ready, you can start to wiggle your left foot forward. Please keep your left knee over your left ankle. You can press your right hip so it's in line with the left, opening up through the right hip flexors. Hands come to your left thigh, staying right here in just a kneeling lunge. Notice we have a very big build-up to our dragon and lizard lunge. I care about your hips. There's no rush here. Y'all are gonna sleep so good after this. If you are noticing pressure on your right knee, press more into the top of your right foot. When you're ready, if you want to take it deeper, bring your left foot out a little bit wider. Bring both hands to the inside of your left knee, either on a block, bolster, blankets. You can stay on your hands or lower to your forearms. One thing to notice here is keeping your spine long. So there's a tendency, like maybe you want to round down. I want you to think about lengthening, reaching the crown of your head forward. So it's one long line from tailbone to the crown of your head. You may not go to the same depth as you did on the other side. It might feel totally different. We weren't made exactly symmetrical, and it's actually a gift. If you tried the twist on the other side, you'd like to try that now. Right hand or forearm to the mat. Bend your right knee. Reach back with your left hand. Oh yeah, hello, hip flexors. Opening your chest. Let the foot be heavy in the hand. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. Slowly lower your right foot down if you have the bind. Bring your left foot back to hip width in front of the left knee. Half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Extend the hips back to your right knee. Flex your left toes. Breathing space into the back of your left leg here. If full splits was your thing, you can try that here. I do encourage you to use lots of props. So if you were coming down, extending the left leg all the way forward, filling any space underneath your left hip, glute, hamstring attachment, and placing a pillow underneath so you feel supported. Especially if you've ever had any overstretching or straining for that area. Sending all of your energy and compassion into your left hamstring. Maybe pointing and flexing your left toes a couple times. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. If you're in full splits, begin to make your way to half splits. And slowly begin to bend through your left knee, hands plant through the mat. Step your left knee back to your right. Find tabletop. Feel free to take a few more breaths here. Maybe swaying your hips. You can take some cat-cow. Do what feels good for you here. Our next pose is going to be Ardha Balasana. I might have made up that name, but half child's pose. So rather than half happy baby, half child's pose. So last week we did frog, and somebody asked about what would be a good place to start before frog, because we work the inner thighs. So from here, we'll start in tabletop. Go ahead and bring your knees wide like you're coming into child's pose. And then you're going to extend your right leg out to the side, toes facing forward. Your right leg comes directly out from the right hip, not too far forward or far back, just right out to the side. And from here, you might have stuff in front of you like a supported child's pose. You're going to lower your hips back to your left heel. Get as much under your chest and belly as you want to feel comfortable. Right toes facing forward. And you just get to breathe here. You might even slide a pillow. Rude. You might slide a pillow or blanket underneath your right hip or right inner thigh. So just to be clear, your left knee is still bent like a child's pose. Your right foot is out. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. When you're ready, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press your chest up and slowly bend your right knee. From here, I'd like you to come forward into Sphinx pose. So release anything you have in front of you. Come to lower down onto your belly before we get to the other side. Bring your forearms to the mat, elbows underneath your shoulders, palms out wide. You can drop your chin to your chest. You can keep your gaze forward. As you breathe into your belly and your heart. And as you exhale, sink your hips down into the mat even more. Let the shoulder blades fall down your back. Feeling each of your finger pads pressing into the mat. Maybe even the wrists get a little heavier. Forearms and elbows. Maybe more of your belly, even the bottom ribs, sinks into the mat. Hip bones heavy down into the blanket or bolster or mat, whatever you're laying on. And legs become so still and heavy, forget that they're there just for a moment. On your next inhale, press into your palms, straighten your arms, lift your chest, seal pose. Just taking a couple breaths here and transition before we go back to Ardha Balasana, or child's pose to half child's pose with the left leg. You can walk your hands back in next towards your hips. Come to tabletop, knees come a little bit wider like you're setting up your child's pose. Extend your left leg out, toes forward. Remember, your ankle is in line with the knee, in line with the hip. And then start to sink your hips down towards your right heel. Maybe take your props with you for your belly and chest. So you don't have to think about getting too flat on the mat. Feel like you can support yourself. I don't want you to feel stuck like you can't get out. I want you to relax and feel good. You get to choose how much discomfort you want to handle tonight. Okay. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. As you're ready, begin to walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Press the earth away, lift your chest. Bend your left knee, slowly guide your left knee back in. Find a little tabletop, sway your hips. Wiggle your hips, wiggle your head, do what's comfy. And from here, you're going to come all the way down into your belly. All the way down to a belly down Shavasana. Have just a little bit of shoulder stretching around our back. So in your belly down Shavasana, you can rest in a neutral spine. Bring your hands underneath your forehead. Just allow yourself to be in a neutral spine here. From here, you're going to take a little shoulder rinse. Lift up your chest so you've got space underneath your chest. With your right arm, go ahead and thread your right arm underneath the body. Right shoulder comes to the mat. Right arm walks to the left side of your mat. From your left arm can be a pillow for your forehead, or you can walk your left hand over to the right side of your mat. Open it through your shoulder blades, the backs of your shoulders. Drop your chin onto your arms. Make sure you can get really heavy here. So I've got my arms crossed under my body, right arm's across, left arm is either a pillow or you can both be bound like this. Woo. Yes, you all are perfect. Breathe deeply into that space between your shoulder blades. My favorite little add-on here is half frog. Slide your left knee out to hip height, left toes facing out. That will inform you for our next transition. But mostly focusing on that right shoulder and shoulder blades. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. When you're ready, you're going to free your left arm so you can roll onto your back, opening your chest to the sky. Left arm reaches over to the left, making a capital letter T with the arms. Reach your left shoulder blade all the way to the mat. Right hand greets your left knee. You're in a supine twist. You know, it's usually easier to follow when you've got neighbors next to you in your room, in the yoga room. Most of you are pretty regular yinners, familiar with this transition. Even if you're not, you can find your way onto your back to a supine twist. Left knee is across the body. Extend your right heel towards the bottom of your mat. Tuck your chin slightly and then draw your chin towards Your left shoulder, left ear can come all the way to the mat. Supine twist. Feel free to add any blankets or pillows underneath the left knee to make yourself more comfy. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. When you're ready, you come back onto your tummy from here. Reach your left arm like you're going to paint the ceiling with your fingertips. Left arm reaches up and across. Bring your left leg back next to your right. Just take a belly down Shavasana, reorienting yourself on the mat. Forehead rests on the backs of your hands. Take 3 breaths here. Just let your belly press into the earth. When you're ready, lift your chest. Slide your left arm underneath across the chest through the right armpit. Sink your left shoulder down into the mat. Rest your left ear down either on your right forearm or maybe all the way to the right bicep. If you walk your right hand across, decide what feels good for you for opening up the backs of your shoulders. Your legs can stay straight, or you can add a little half frog, sliding your right knee out to hip height, toes facing out. And breathe some space into your right hip and thigh. Sink your inner right thigh into the mat. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. When you're ready, free your right arm. Open your chest to the sky. Reach the back of your arm over. Yes, nice transitions, friends. Bring your right shoulder blade all the way to the mat. Gaze over your right hand. Left hand supports the right knee. Feel free to add any pillows underneath the right knee. Bring your chin to your shoulder and ear to the mat. Final bit of stretching before your final Shavasana. Breathe deeply into the right side body, your QL, your obliques, your hips, extending your left heel to the bottom of your mat. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. When you're ready, moving on to your back from here, draw your right knee into your chest. Left knee comes in to meet it. Wiggle your way back to where you're comfy on your mat or your blanket. Draw both knees into your chest, realigning your spine. Give yourself a couple sacrum circles, one direction and the other, without haste, without rush, just enjoying the sensations, giving your body what it's asked for, giving yourself a little special treat before bed. One more big squeeze in, and then release your legs long. Unfold your arms to your sides, palms facing up. Take a nice big breath in and out. And again. To finish out class, I'd like to guide you through a self-compassion meditation. If you'd like to tune me out, you're welcome to, and just relax in your shavasana with whatever pleasant music you have. And if you'd like to follow along with my words, just let your awareness follow my words. You're going to imagine different people in the world. You're going to share a mantra or a phrase with each of them, and I will tell you who they are as we move through it. Just taking a moment to notice your breath and notice your human experience exactly as you are in this moment with full acceptance. Breathing in and breathing out. I first would like you to picture somebody in your life who you care about deeply. Somebody you may have an easy or close relationship with. You just feel better when you're around them. Picture this person standing in front of you, breathing just like you, human just like you. And say this phrase to them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And may you be safe. Allow them to receive this message. Good. Next person you imagine, somebody in your life who is neutral, an acquaintance maybe you don't know that well. No hard feelings, no good feelings, just somebody you might see on occasion. Picture this person standing in front of you, breathing as you are, as human as you are, and offer them the mantra. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And may you be safe. Allow them to receive this message. The next person, somebody in your life who you may be having a more difficult time with. Maybe they're just difficult to get along with, or maybe you've had a rift between you. Picture this person standing in front of you, breathing as you are, as human as you are, and offer them this phrase. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. And may you be safe. allow them to receive this message. This next person is you. Picture yourself maybe standing in a mirror or witnessing you lying there from the outside, breathing and human. And say this phrase for you. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. And may I be safe. And allow yourself to receive this message. Bring both hands to your heart. Feeling your heartbeat, feel how much love you are filled up with, how much you have to offer, and what a miracle it is to breathe and be human. And now imagine that your message could be received by the entire world. Send this message to all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live with ease. May all beings be safe. And allow all beings of our world to receive this message of your loving kindness. Take a breath in and out. Take a moment to thank yourself and congratulate yourself for making the effort you did to join us virtually, to be on your mat, to have this space for you. Thank you for letting me guide you. The light in me honors and bows to the divine light within each of you. Namaste. Stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. I will unmute the room so I can say goodnight to you all. I'm just so thankful for this space. And I will be teaching again Wednesday night and Thursday night.